Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be making some fermented red cabbage. Let's get started. Alright, I've got my red cabbage all shredded and I've got it in a stainless steel bowl here. And what I want to do now is we're going to massage this, and that's either by, you can take a wooden spoon or you can use your hand and just work it, because what happens is it releases all of those juices, that water, that brine that we're going to be using. So we want to do this for a little bit and let it sit for about 30 minutes, and we'll come back and see if there's any more liquid that is forming. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I've got another wooden utensil that I can use to help get this broken down and you know, for it to release its juices. So alright, I'm going to continue to do this, and we're going to let this sit for about 30 minutes and see how much liquid we're going to get, and then we're going to talk about a brine that we're going to use. We're going to put this in a mason jar as well, so I'll be right back. Alright, another thing I wanted to add is add a teaspoon of sea salt to this and work it in. It will also help get the juices, breaking them down and getting the brine started. And so what I did is I just added the teaspoon of sea salt. Do not use iodized salt. Use just plain salt, sea salt. And I worked it in with my hands, and it was already starting to break down, and you could start seeing the water, the brine coming out of the cabbage. So I'm going to let this rest for about 30 minutes, and I'm going to mix it or massage it again with my hands, and then we're going to put it in the mason jar. Okay guys, I had another idea. I'm going to ferment some cauliflower and broccoli together while the red cabbage is still setting. This has been sitting in the refrigerator for almost a week, and I didn't want it to go to waste, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just ferment it. So I went ahead and just cut everything up into their little bitty pieces, and I'm going to put them in a mason jar. And I'm going to add to that ferment, I'm going to add some garlic cloves, and I'm going to add some peppercorns. So let's go ahead and let's get this put in the jar, and we will layer it. And then once that's done, we will make the brine that we're going to put in it, and that brine helps to ferment it. So I'll be right back. I'm going to put all of this in a mason jar. This is so easy, guys, and it's so healthy for you. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I've got all of the cauliflower and broccoli in there. I got the peppercorns down at the bottom. Put the garlic in on the top. Now we are going to add a cup of water, non-chlorinated water. So if you got distilled water, that's good. Do not use public water or the city water. Try to get something that has no chlorine in it or fluoride. So a cup of unchloride and no fluoride, if I can talk, water, and a teaspoon of salt, sea salt, and you want to mix that all together. And what we're going to do is we're going to pour that in here. I don't spill it all over the place. That was 1 cup. We got it right there. So we're probably going to need about 4 more cups. So each cup of water that you use, you're going to use 1 teaspoon of sea salt. So I'm going to go ahead and make up some more brine and finish filling up this jar. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I ended up having to use 4 cups of water and 4 teaspoons of sea salt. I got it all filled up all the way to here. You want to make sure everything is covered. You don't want anything being exposed. You can make sure you just push it all down and that nothing is exposed. It's all covered with water. And next we're going to use this little thing right here. This right here will help keep everything pushed down. It does come in a fermenting kit that you can buy either at Walmart or on Amazon. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. And then once you put the lid on top, it just keeps everything submerged into the water so that you don't get any mold or anything like that. I use these on top of the jars. They are self-venting, and all you have to do is just put them inside a wide mouth ring. So this is how you do it. I'm going to put this on top, push it down, and then turn. Might have to, oops. Might have to use both hands for this one. Oh, there we go. No. Alright. So it keeps everything pushed down. See? So it can ferment. And then what we want to do is take this, store this in a dry, dark, cool area. And no better place is the back of your cabinet. So that's where I'm going to put this. Or it also says you can leave it out on the countertop for 4 days. And then we'll talk about the process and what is going to happen in those 4 days and the process of it fermenting. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back to the red cabbage. So this is basically the same process, what we did with the broccoli and cauliflower. You're going to use filtered water that is free of chlorine and fluoride, and you're going to use sea salt. 1 cup of water to 1 teaspoon of sea salt. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the cabbage and I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. And I'll be right back. Alright, it took 4 cups of water, 4 teaspoons of salt. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to go ahead and get the weight on it and the lid. I'll be right back. Alright, so there you have it. Fermented red cabbage and fermented cauliflower and broccoli with peppercorn and some garlic. Now, I want to go over a few notes on doing this. So, it's important that you, like I said, you do not use chlorinated water, that you just use distilled water, and that you use sea salt, okay? And a couple other things is that you will see bubbles. That means that it is forming some gases. That's part of the fermentation process. And if you notice that with this one, I used a regular lid, but I still got my weight down in there pushing everything down. So with this jar, I'm going to have to burp it every day because the gases will build up. And you want to, like I said, want to make sure you put a paper plate or a regular plate up underneath here. So so you're going to see a white film on top, and that is not mold. That is, don't worry, it's just part of the fermentation process. Just, take a clean spoon and just, skim it off of the top. And so to tell if it is mold, it'll be like black, fuzzy, or pink and fuzzy, or green or blue. So if that's the case, just throw this out. It's no good. And one thing that's important is you want to make sure that your jars and your weights that you're using, the lids and whatnot, are clean and sterilized. That way no bacteria can get in there. Make sure you have a clean, sanitized work area and clean hands when you're doing this. So yeah, I wanted to make this just basic, just plain and simple, nothing technical. I didn't want to get into the scientific study of fermentation, but there's other YouTube channels that do that. But I just wanted it to be very basic and simple and straight to the point. So I hope you enjoyed this. And in 4 to 7 days, we will see what we have, and I will give y'all an update. Now I'm going to be going outside, and I'm going to go and forage for some ground cherry and some pears that I found on a pear tree. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This is about food preserving, and make sure that one thing that you do prep for is get a lot of salt. And make sure it's sea salt, salt that does not have any iodine in it, because you can use that to preserve meat, to do fermenting, to do so many things. It's a very valuable thing to have. So, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time here in the countryside. Bye.